Welcome to Fuel for Life with me, Cindi Stickle, creating your healthy lifestyle with ease. This podcast explores nutrition and how it affects your mental and physical well-being, and it is including tips on how you can create the lifestyle you and your family deserve. Are you ready to learn how you and your family can be healthier, happier, and living your best life? Then you are in the right place. Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. This week I wanted to talk to you about meal prep. So that's prepping meals for the week, your lunches for the week, to get you ready for the work week, for dinners when you're working, to make your life easier. Okay, and this kind of ties into meal planning, where you know what you're going to be cooking, because last week I talked about using the calendar to plan out your meals for the week or the month. And then you had your shopping list so that you could go and get everything that you needed. And then kind of doing batch cooking, or just cooking several meals at one time on one day to get ready for the upcoming week. I usually do that on Sundays, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays, because my work week is Monday through Friday. So if your work week is different, then you pick a day that's your weekend, whatever day that may be. And what I do is, for my lunch, a lot of times I'll just make my homemade hummus and take that for lunch with bell peppers chopped up and cucumbers, sliced cucumbers. So I'll make sure that I have my hummus made on the weekend, and it'll last me all week, and I'll chop up all the veggies. And then the night before every work day, I have my little bento lunch containers that are smaller, and I just put hummus in a divided one, and on the other side I put some cucumbers. And then I have one that's not divided, that's open. And they're only about 4 by 6 inches, the size, and about 1 to 2 inches deep. And then I put the veggies, the bell peppers, in the other one. And then that's my lunch. And then I know every day when I get home and I rinse those out, and then I just pack my lunch and I'm ready for the next day. So that way in the morning I just grab them, put them in my little lunch bag that's also got ice in it, so it's in the freezer and it's ready to go. Now, dinners, you can plan those from your meal planning, and then you know what you're going to eat that week. And so on the weekend, or whichever day you prep, you can plan out and cook like 3 or 4 of your meals and have them ready. And if you're even more adventurous, you can do 2 weeks and then freeze your meals. And then that way all you have to do is take them out, thaw them out, and just heat it up because it's already cooked. And I'll do that. When I make my sweet potato French fries in the air fryer, I do those and they last all week. When I make the turkey meatballs that my husband will eat, we make them on Sunday, and then they last all week because he's really the only one that eats them. But any other meal that you have, because they can last for 3 to 4 days in the fridge safely before you'd want to worry about E. coli or anything. But the rest can be frozen. Because even if you thaw something out, you thaw out some meat and you cook it, you can't re-thaw raw meat that was already frozen or refreeze it, but you can freeze that as a cooked meal. Okay, so if you have frozen chicken, you thaw it out, you can't refreeze it, but you can cook it in a meal and then freeze that. So that's safe. So that way you can have all those ready. Like people that eat, lasagna. I don't eat that anymore because of the pasta. I'd make it with eggplant or a non-white flour pasta, like more of a lentil pasta maybe. But a lot of people will cook those ahead of time and freeze those because those are easy to freeze, and then they just thaw them out and eat them. heat them up and eat them. So if you make a lot of those kinds of meals, you can definitely batch cook those and freeze them, because you could make 3 or 4 lasagnas at one time, because you're going to cook the pasta all together. You can do all the meat all together in a big pot, a big pan, because that's like 4 pounds of meat. And then just have all your containers and your sauce and just make 4 lasagnas. You got your cheese and all that. Okay, so it's similar with other dishes too, because if you make anything, even in your Instant Pot or your crock pot, if you make stew or soup, you can easily make double or triple the recipe and then freeze it. And that stuff will last in your freezer for several months. So then you have meals for quite a while, especially if it's in the summer months and you don't really want to eat that, but you want to have it. You can cook it and freeze it and eat it when it starts to get cooler. But that's really what meal prepping is. You're getting everything ready for the week. Even if you don't work, or you don't work out of the home and you work from home, it still saves you time and stress when you know that you have everything ready. So it only takes a couple hours on one day on the weekend or 2 days, and you just start cooking things and just getting them prepped and ready for the week or 2 that's coming up. Because I know I've worked full time my whole life, and all of a sudden you wake up, you're like, oh, I don't have anything for breakfast. I have to make something. I don't have time, or I forgot my lunch. I have to go buy something. And but because I eat vegan and clean, I always take my lunch wherever I go. Like, I have new teacher training next week. I'm going back in the classroom, so I'm taking my lunch with me instead of trying to find a place in a city that I'm not used to, where I have to go for training and look for something. And especially right now, with everything going on with COVID and the lockdowns and things like that, and you want to be extra careful, bringing your own food is the safest thing right now. And that even is for dinners too and breakfast. Like, when I used to eat eggs, I would make scrambled eggs one day, and they would last me at least like 3 or 4 days. And then I would only have to make eggs for maybe one more day of the week. And a lot of times, if you have time when you get home after work, after dinner, you can always make something quickly if you need to for the morning, and that way you're not doing it in the morning when you're already running late and trying to get out the door on time. But yeah, so meal prepping works for all your meals and your snacks too. My go-to snack, especially when I'm at work, is just some raw nuts, cashews, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, because they're clean. There's nothing added to them. So there's not a sugary snack. It's protein. So if I am hungry, it gives me that protein boost I need between like breakfast and lunch. And they're easy to carry. And I just stick them in a little container. And that way, even for my training next week, I'm going to be bringing the nuts to snack on. But yeah, so you can get your healthy snacks ready too and prepped, especially if you have to make them. If you don't need to make them, then you just have them ready when you go shopping, and then you have them, but you can still get them in little containers if you go to work and have them ready with your lunch. And that way, when you grab things, you just grab it all together and you're ready to go. And this really helps too if you have kids, because they're always wanting to get a snack, and that way you're prepared with healthy snacks for them instead of not prepared and you're just giving them something that they shouldn't eat, but you just do it anyway. Okay, so meal prepping is for all breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and all it is it's a way for you to plan ahead, save you time, save you stress, and keep you healthy, because you're putting a little bit of thought into what you want to eat, and then you're not worried about eating unhealthy. So thanks for listening. I hope you're staying safe, and I'll catch you next week.